Have you ever thought about how something as simple as salt could carry deep meaning in the Qur'an and Islamic tradition? We often take it for granted, sprinkling it on our food without a second thought. But in the Qur'an and Sunnah, salt is more than just a seasoning. It's tied to creation, balance, health, purification, and even spiritual protection. For centuries, scholars and believers have reflected on its hidden wisdom, seeing it as a reminder of Allah's precision in every detail of life. In this video, we'll explore 5 powerful and often overlooked insights about salt, drawn from Quranic verses, prophetic practices, and Islamic history. Each point will uncover a layer of meaning that connects this humble mineral to both our physical and spiritual well-being. By the end, you may never look at salt in quite the same way again. 1. Salt in the Qur'an. The Qur'an makes a subtle but profound reference to salt in Surah Al-Furqan 25:53, and it is He who has released simultaneously the 2 seas, one fresh and sweet, and one salty and bitter, and He placed between them a barrier and prohibiting partition. This verse draws our attention to the natural existence of 2 contrasting types of water, fresh and salty, and the divine wisdom in maintaining their separation despite their proximity. From a linguistic and thematic perspective, this mention of salty water is not merely descriptive of geography. It also serves as a reminder of the Creator's power in designing systems of perfect balance. Salty seas, for example, play a vital role in the Earth's ecosystem, regulating climate, sustaining marine life, and providing resources for human use. The Qur'an's concise reference prompts believers to reflect on these interconnected benefits. Classical tafsir, exegesis, adds another layer of meaning. Scholars such as Al-Qurtubi and Ibn Kathir note that the salty and fresh waters symbolize 2 distinct realms or states, both necessary yet kept in their ordained places by Allah's will. This can be interpreted as a metaphor for the harmonious coexistence of differences within creation, where each element serves its own purpose without overstepping its bounds. Moreover, salt water is essential for trade and sustenance in coastal communities, offering fish, minerals, and transport routes. This practical benefit aligns with the Qur'an's encouragement to ponder the blessings hidden in natural resources. While the verse does not command the direct use of salt in daily life, it subtly invites gratitude and mindfulness about its place in Allah's creation, turning even a simple grain of salt into a reminder of divine precision. 2. Salt and creation. In the Quranic worldview, creation is not random. It is precise, balanced, and purposeful. Salt plays a unique role in illustrating this divine order. The existence of salty and fresh waters, though distinct, is a key part of the planet's equilibrium. Salinity levels in seas and oceans are not accidental. They are finely tuned to support specific forms of life that cannot survive in fresh water. Without this balance, vast ecosystems would collapse, affecting food chains and human livelihood. Many scholars interpret the mixing zones, where salty and fresh waters meet, as signs of Allah's meticulous design. These transition areas, such as estuaries and river mouths, are among the most fertile environments on Earth. Here, salt becomes a symbol of integration, where contrasting elements meet but do not lose their essence. It is a subtle metaphor for human societies. Different cultures, temperaments, and beliefs can coexist without erasing their distinct identities, provided there is divine order. From a scientific perspective, the mineral composition of salt water contributes to Earth's habitability. Salinity influences ocean circulation, which in turn regulates global climate and weather patterns. These physical processes operate in perfect harmony with life's needs, a reminder that creation is an interconnected system sustained by Allah's wisdom. Islamic tradition often uses elements of nature to inspire reflection on the Creator's artistry. Salt's place in creation encourages believers to appreciate diversity, stability, and the unseen mechanisms that sustain life. Just as salt preserves food from decay, its role in creation preserves balance within the natural world. In this way, salt is more than a substance. It becomes an emblem of divine precision, woven into the very fabric of the earth's design. 3. Salt in prophetic tradition. In Islamic tradition, salt holds a place not only in the natural order, but also in the daily life of the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Several narrations from hadith literature mention the Prophet's practice of using salt at the start and end of meals. Although the authenticity of each narration varies among scholars, the underlying wisdom has been discussed extensively in traditional Islamic medicine. Starting a meal with a small pinch of salt is believed to prepare the mouth and digestive system, awakening taste buds and stimulating saliva production. Ending with salt, on the other hand, was thought to help neutralize potential toxins in food and aid in digestion. In the broader prophetic lifestyle, this reflects a holistic approach, small, intentional acts that bring both physical and spiritual benefits. Classical Muslim physicians, such as Ibn Sina, Avicenna, also noted salt's medicinal value. It was used to clean teeth, soothe oral infections, and act as a mild preservative for certain foods. These practices aligned with the prophetic emphasis on cleanliness and moderation in consumption. Beyond health, salt's presence in prophetic practice serves as a spiritual reminder. By consciously beginning and ending a meal with it, believers acknowledge Allah's provision, even in the simplest elements of sustenance. The act turns eating into an occasion of remembrance, dhikr, making an ordinary mineral part of one's worship. In this way, salt in the Sunnah is not merely about flavor. It is a tool for mindful living. Whether for its modest health benefits or its symbolic value, it embodies the prophetic principle that nothing in creation is trivial when used with awareness and gratitude. 4. Salt as purification. Throughout Islamic history, salt has been valued not only as a food ingredient, but also as a means of purification. Early Muslim communities recognized its cleansing properties, using it in both practical and symbolic ways to maintain hygiene and preserve resources. Salt's ability to draw out moisture made it essential for preventing the growth of harmful bacteria, allowing meat, fish, and other foods to be stored for longer periods without spoilage, a vital necessity in hot climates. Beyond preservation, salt was used to clean cooking utensils, remove stains, and disinfect wounds. Its abrasive texture and antibacterial qualities made it a simple yet effective cleaning agent long before the advent of modern disinfectants. These applications fit within Islam's emphasis on physical purity, a concept closely linked to spiritual readiness for worship. In some traditions, salt was incorporated into post-burial washing of clothes or spaces, symbolizing the removal of impurity and the restoration of cleanliness. While such customs vary across Muslim cultures, the underlying principle remains the same. Purification is both a physical and spiritual act. Symbolically, salt's role in preserving and cleansing reflects the Quranic theme of protecting what is valuable from corruption, whether that is food, the body, or one's moral state. Just as salt prevents decay, a believer is encouraged to guard their heart from spiritual deterioration through acts of remembrance and good conduct. Thus, in Islamic culture, salt is more than a household staple. It is a quiet, yet powerful emblem of preservation and purification. By appreciating its dual role, one can see how even the simplest substances serve deeper purposes within the divine plan. 5. Salt and spiritual protection. In many Muslim cultures, salt has long been associated with warding off harm, envy, and negative influences. While such practices are rooted more in tradition than in explicit Quranic command, they often carry symbolic meanings that align with Islamic values. Salt, in this context, represents purity, preservation, and stability, qualities believed to shield both body and soul from corruption. Historically, some households would place small bowls of salt in doorways or sprinkle it around living spaces as a gesture of protection. This was not seen as a magical act, but rather as a cultural expression of seeking Allah's safeguarding while acknowledging salt's natural purifying qualities. In certain regions, salt was given to guests along with bread as a token of peace and trust, symbolizing a bond that should not be broken. Another traditional practice involved adding salt to water used for washing after returning from crowded or spiritually heavy environments with the intention of cleansing oneself from lingering negativity. While such customs vary widely, they often serve as reminders to remain spiritually vigilant and to consciously protect one's faith and well-being. From a reflective perspective, salt's steadfast nature, it does not decay, spoil, or lose its essence, mirrors the resilience a believer should have against moral and spiritual harm. Just as salt guards food from deterioration, a steadfast heart guards faith from being weakened by external influences. Though Islam ultimately teaches that protection comes from Allah alone, the symbolic use of salt in these traditions illustrates how everyday elements of creation can inspire a sense of mindfulness, gratitude, and trust in divine care. And that's the beauty of even the smallest blessings Allah has placed in our lives, like a simple grain of salt, filled with wisdom and purpose. If you found value in today's video, Merciful Deen for more inspiring Islamic insights. May Allah grant you health, balance, and protection in every aspect of your life. Let's make this our dua together. Ya Allah, keep my heart pure and my life in balance. Type it in the comments below so we can all say Ameen together as one community.